Hey, Julie.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Okay, I'm gonna click over here. We can, and I got Facebook open, so I'll make sure we're live and cooking.
Sounds like a plan. It says it's live streamed. Hello.
All right.
Hello, everyone. Looks like we're streaming live.
We are live. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Let me just make sure.
Yes.
Didn't lose it. Okay, good. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody? Julie, it's day 5. Day 5.
We made it almost through the first week.
That is something to be incredibly proud of, because anytime we are establishing new habits, new behaviors, new thought processes, usually day 1 is okay, day 2, but all of a sudden you start hitting that week marker, and then that 10-day marker, and then that 21-day marker. And we start to see those things bubble to the surface that are our roadblocks. The things that, if we don't deal with them, we're just going to keep on going through the revolving door. What are those doors called, Julie, that just like keep going around and around and around? What are those called? Oscillating? Is that an oscillating door? When you go into the department.
I don't know. I just call them revolving doors.
Okay, we're going to call it a revolving door. I thought maybe I'm a little too hillbilly-ish that I don't know these fancy words, but we're going to call it a revolving door. Which I've experienced in my own life. I know Julie has, and countless people are. So if you're feeling like, man, I'm doing good over here, but not good over here, you guys, making these changes does not happen overnight. And so I just want to give you some grace so that you can give yourself some grace, that this is why this challenge is 5 weeks. So our hope by the end of 5 weeks is you have some new habits established. You have a couple new mindset waves going on inside that head of yours. And you're looking at your career, your lifestyle, and the choices that are out there available to you. You're looking at them a little bit different. So Julie, like, what's going on today on day 5?
Well, we're coming back here just to bring it all to a culmination of each day. For the first 4 days, we've talked about sleep, and we've talked about movement, and we've talked about our water intake and our nutrition. So we talked about all these things, and we've asked you to incorporate these things each day, just a little bit each day. And I love the whole premise of 1%. That was the first time I had heard that. And so, that's why, even though we've been doing this for a while, we can always learn something. Just because you've been doing it for a year or 5 years or 10 years, we're always learning. There's always something new coming in out there. And so, that was a great one for me. Just change things by 1%. And I love that. That is so key. And one thing that has really just been on my heart and mind over the past few days, because of, we've had so many external circumstances going on that we have no control over. There are certain things we can control and so many things we can't. But one thing we can do is find something to be grateful for. Yeah. Which is why I wore my shirt today, my grateful heart, is that in the midst of whatever we're dealing with, and when we're trying to get this little thing in or that, trying to do this or accomplish this goal, take time to be grateful. Which would be a great practice before bed. So shutting off your electronics, shutting off this little guy here, 15 minutes before bed. And if there's a part of your brain that's just really struggling, okay, let's start with 5 minutes before bed, but at least establish some type of routine. And this is something that I do every night too. And I know that you do, this as well into some context, that I just lay in bed at night and I run through everything that went right in my day. I went through everything that I can improve, not wrong, things that I can improve. It's a reflection practice.
Like, where
Mhm.
can I do better tomorrow? Not to beat myself down, but to say, Hope, you can do this. And then I go through everything and everyone that I'm grateful for just like a minute. I just let my mind run, and I try not to have a split second there where I'm not thinking about someone or something that I'm grateful for. And it's amazing how much comes up, and I don't judge it. I don't question it. Like, I don't go, oh
Right.
no, I'm really not grateful for that person, because back in like 2016, they did this thing to me, and, or they said this on Facebook. And no, I so disagree with that. Like, I don't do that. I just let my
Right.
mind go, and then I do some breathing and I go to bed. So you can establish a practice like that. It's free, it costs you nothing. And you sleep so much better. The brain, we talked about sleep, the brain, the last things that you think about before you go to bed are the things that bed into your subconscious. So when I'm laying in bed, I visualize the future that I want, and I feel it. I don't just think about it, I try to feel it, what that would feel like. And I try to hold on to those thoughts and stay with that vision as I fall asleep. So my mind stays with that. So many of us
Mhm.
go to bed thinking about how much we hate our lives, how much we hate our bodies or our circumstances. And no wonder we wake up unhappy, making poor choices the next day, because that's what we're telling our
Mhm.
brain and our body to remember over and over and over again. There is so much more to health than just, did I get my workout in? Did I do that fancy exercise? Oh, I ate this food, I'm good. I didn't eat this food, I'm bad. Like, let's not go down those rabbit holes with this 5 weeks. Julie and I want for you to establish these foundational elements, and we believe that you can do that. And we believe that this is the way to start.
Absolutely. So one thing that I would like for people that are watching this, whether it's on the replay later or whether it's live right now, is put in the chat somewhere, comment. What's one thing you're grateful for,
Yes.
that you're really grateful for? I think so many of us forget to be grateful for that spouse that drives us nuts at times, or those kids that want to send us over the edge that are doing Lord knows what sometimes,
A
depending on how
paycheck,
old they are,
a paycheck.
or
You can be grateful for that.
absolutely, or for that job that keeps us, you know, awake at night and sleeping during the day, or whatever it happens to be. What are you grateful for?
Or the
Just
person, a person in traffic that let you in instead of cutting you off. There's like a lot of little moments, you guys, or looking out, out of your window and seeing the most amazing sunset, having time to, make that phone call or meet someone new and say hello. Like, there's little things too that we
absolutely.
overlook that happening every single day. And when we're too busy thinking about all the things that are going wrong in our life or all the ways that we're not good enough, we miss out on all those little moments. Someone just smiling at you. I love smiling at strangers. And when people like look at me in the vehicle and I look over and I smile, I love like just smiling until they smile. That awkward moment of like, are they going to look away? Are they going to look at me? Like, I love doing that. I love looking at strangers and be like, hey, how's your day? And they're like, who are you? I'm like, I'm just asking how your day is. And then the next thing I know, we're having like a 3-minute conversation about the wheelchair that he's in and how he's whatever. It's like, it's amazing how you feel after things like that, which is the whole point of this practice. Because when we're happy, when we're smiling, when we're engaging in things like that, guess what happens in our brain? We boost dopamine, we boost serotonin. It's a natural high. It's a natural elixir to help us feel happy. It's the same thing that exercise does. It's the same thing that movement does. It's the same thing that eating good food does for our body. You guys, this is a vicious cycle we want to be a part of.
Absolutely. And just it to me is always amazing. And if you've heard me talk about a lot, you'll know I say this almost every time I talk, it seems like, but it is amazing to me how God created everything together in our bodies to give us what we need and to make all of these things work for us. Just doing something for someone else, you're going to feel so much better. Smiling at someone, making someone's day, you're going to feel better. It's the way we were created. And I'm always amazed. The more I learn, the more amazed I am at our bodies and what they're capable of and how intricate and how it all fits together.
Absolutely.
It's just so cool for me.
I would love to know in the chat. I see a bunch of you on. Hey, Bill. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Leah. Let me know in the chat if you're on, and if you're watching the replay, still let us know in the chat that you're watching when you come back and watch this later. I would love to know two things. First thing, okay, so the first one you can drop in the chat is where you feel like you're the strongest. Is it getting in healthy foods? Is it the water? Is it the movement? Is it the breathing? Is it the relaxation and sleep? Like, where are you the strongest? So I want you to drop that in the chat. That's the first one. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to drop in the chat. I want you to drop in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10. Where do you feel like your effort is currently on day 5? Be honest. Only reason I'm asking this is, one, so that you can gauge this for yourself, but that so Julie and I can gauge this so that we can continue to help, serve, and support you. Because, you know, there's things and goals that I want in my life, physically, professionally, and personally. And I've gotten really good at, I'm not saying I'm great at the follow-up, but I'm really good at the awareness part. You know, it's a learning experience. I'm really good at being aware of my level of effort towards the things I want. And so I try to gauge that every day. Like, okay, I want this goal. What's my level of effort to reach that goal? Many of you have heard me share the story about the cat on the nail, and I'm going to share it again today because it's so relevant. There was a cat meowing, and the neighbor looks over the fence and says, "Hey, why is your cat meowing?" And the owner said, "Oh, he's sitting on a nail." And the neighbor says, "Well, why doesn't he get off the nail?" And the owner says, "Well, it doesn't hurt that much." And so sometimes we want things, but the pain of not having it is kind of just like, well, I'm comfortable with the uncomfortable. And I want you to be uncomfortable with the uncomfortable. I want you to move. I want you to get off that nail. I want you to see what it's like, not just staying where you are. I want you to make that effort to embrace change, even if it's a little scary, because what better place to do different and new things than a group of like-minded individuals, a group of drivers just like you, a group of people that want the same thing. If you don't want to do it here, where else are you going to do it? So on a scale of 1 to 10, where's your effort at? And where would you like to be? Where would you like to be? I want to be at a 10. I want to be at a 10. And so where would you like to be? So drop that in the chat.
So that's a lot of
Hey,
chatting.
it's not a 10, Bill. Awesome. Meals, 10. Love it. Love it. I'm just looking at the chat here. Yeah, drop in the chat and let us know. Julie, what can we expect for next week? How is next week kicking off?
Our focus next week is all about water. So, which is one of my favorite things to talk about. And probably when you talk about your strengths, I know where my strengths are and I know where my weaknesses are. And water is a strength for me. And there are some other things that aren't quite so much strength for me. So I'm still a work in progress too, you know. Living in the South, food, whereas that's always going to, you know, have to, you know, just have to deal with that. You know, everything is fried. So,
oh, honey, I live in Wisconsin. Everything has cheese on it and is fried as well. I feel you.
So, you know, learning to make some changes there has been different for me. And
moderation.
Yeah.
Moderation is key on all things. I believe
Exactly.
that it's not a black or white in life, especially in our health, that it is about moderation, and anybody that tells you otherwise, not for me.
Yeah,
and you know what, with the water thing, I find I'm really aware that certain times of year I do really well, and then my desire for water drops, and so I have to really force myself to make sure I get water in. In the winter is harder for me because I'm not sweating as much, I'm not outside as much, it's freezing cold, so I do a lot of tea to make up for that, and making sure I get my water in makes a big difference. And so we're going to share you guys some strategies and tips next week. We're going to set some goals up for you all starting out right away on Monday. So if you're not a big water drinker, get ready, because you are going to start drinking water. Don't worry, it's not going to be 120 ounces.
No,
it's not even going to be 90 ounces. We're setting that foundation. We want you to make
Mhm.
this be an effort for the long haul, because I guarantee you, your body just getting one bottle of water, if you haven't been doing that for a while, your body is saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And
Absolutely.
so we'd rather just have something that you can do consistently and build on over time. I'm realistic, and that's not a bad thing. That's not to say that things don't count. That's because I'm in it for the long haul, and all the changes that I make in my life and all the changes I ask my drivers to make, I want this to be a lifestyle change, a long haul change. I'm not interested in quick fixes. And water, the reason why Julie and I are starting out with water is because your body absolutely needs water. You are more water than you are anything else. And if we're dehydrated, so many of our systems fall victim to that some of the issues and the health things, the mind things, sleep, all of that could actually be happening because you're dehydrated.
I agree. I agree completely. We don't realize that, that our bodies are electric. And, if you think about it, if you are, like our hydroelectric things, around here, like our dams and things, and that's the way we get electricity. And, you go stand in a puddle of water and put guess what? We conduct electricity. That's why you get shocked, And so our bodies need it so badly. It is such a foundational piece that definitely want to focus on that first. And like you said, we'll be talking about different ways that you can do. I was not a water drinker at all. I drank soda and tea all day, and well, not even really coffee that much. Soda and tea all day long, and that was my thing for years and years. And I was not a water drinker, and now that's about all I ever drink. But I don't just like plain water. so we'll be talking about that, because I got the corner on that market right there, not having to plain water. So we'll be talking about that. I want to remind everyone that today you will be getting an email that has our week 1 form. It will take you less than a minute to fill out. It is literally check the box, check the box, check the box, check the box. This is the way that we know that you are participating, because at the end of the 5 weeks, we have some giveaways for everyone that has completed the 5 weeks. That doesn't mean that you've completed the 5 weeks and you've met your goal every single time, because that's unrealistic. We know that things happen and we don't expect perfection, but it means that you tried, you participated, you were involved. That's what we're looking for.
You're showing up for yourself every day.
Exactly.
And even if you don't meet the marker, I saw a couple people in the group, and this is what this group is for, sharing that you didn't do so hot. That's okay. That's totally okay. And so that's still showing up and being honest and brushing that off and doing better the next day. So please, please, please fill out the form. It takes you 1 minute. This is like a mental thing. Like, I'm going to get through that mental barrier of filling out this form so I can go into the next gateway and then the next gateway. So please, please fill out the form. It just takes a minute. And if you have questions, you can always reach out to Julie or I, or just post it in the chat. And let us know, because the answer that we offer you may help another driver, and that's always a win for everybody.
And so I will send those out today, and then you have until Sunday night to get that in, because we won't be on this weekend. So you get Friday and Saturday off. You don't have to watch us tomorrow. Saturday and Sunday off. You don't have to watch us tomorrow or Sunday, but we'll be back bright and early Monday morning. And so make sure you get that form filled out before Monday morning.
Awesome.
I'll get it. It comes directly to me. So we'll get that taken care of.
All right, let's just celebrate here one last time. 5 days. You've been focusing on you. You've been focusing on your health. That deserves some recognition. Make sure you smile at a stranger today. Make sure you get out and move. I don't care how you move. It doesn't have to make sense. Walk around your truck, squat outside, reach your arms up overhead, pretend to jump rope without a jump rope. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Just move. Your body needs it. Get that water in and take some time for you before you go to sleep at night. And if we keep doing that for 5 weeks, just imagine where you are going to be. Well, now, a month from now, 4 weeks from now, just imagine where you're going to be.
Don't forget to tell us what you're grateful for. Yes, one thing you're grateful for.
Drop it in the chat. Absolutely. Drop it in the chat. All right, my friends, that's all I got for you. Julie, where are you at? Is that all you got? You got one last thing?
I'm good. Okay. I'm good. I'm grateful. I'm ready to go.
Awesome. You guys have a fantastic weekend. Do not stop doing these things. Don't stop. Don't stop. The weekend, we might not be on, but you still got to be on. Okay. You still got to be on. And we will see you bright and early on Monday morning.
Have a good weekend. Bye, everyone.
Bye.